Hello, hello. I have spent the entire last week going through my old childhood card binders and taking them out of the binders and putting them into nicer, more protected binders with sleeves on them, which was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. These are the cards that I grew up with and I love them a lot, so I wanted to show them, the love that they deserve. And I thought it'd be fun to make a whole entire vintage card collection video now that I've actually mostly finished with only my vintage stuff. I haven't done very much of the new stuff. But they're all individually sleeved. There's no duplicates behind any other ones, so you're gonna see pages of duplicates, which might be a little boring, but I was watching videos of people's card collections while I was doing this, and it really helped me organize, and I just figured we could go through it and maybe talk about a few cards. In this binder, I did this a little while ago, a little bit before I started all of my other cards. Um, this is my entire base set. Everything is in English and unlimited except for this Blastoise and a Zapdos, because those are still two cards that I need. But I thought it'd be just fun to go through it all. This is the original Charizard that me and my sister pulled. Well, my sister got it in a Walmart parking lot, I remember very specifically. But it was really cool to get that back in the day. And I just thought we could go through all of the pages. These are in order, so this is a complete base set except for the Zapdos here and the Blastoise here. I'll probably go faster through some stuff, but this part of the binder is really cool because I've actually pulled them out and organized them by set. This is an entire unlimited set from my childhood, from all the packs that we would ask our parents to buy us, which cards were like one of the only few things we really wanted, other than the occasional video game, but I don't know. I just thought this would be fun. That's the whole base set. It ends here, and then here are all of... This is like the best binder, by the way. You're going to see a lot of dupes and a lot of bulk and kind of maybe more boring cards, but it's all stuff before the modern sets today. So it's all like probably 2009 and before, maybe even earlier than that. But these are all the extra hollows that we had growing up. We used to just separate them by hollows, so that's what I've done now. Not all of my cards are in perfect condition, and I'm okay with that because it's just what we did when we were younger. We took them out of the binders, we liked them, we moved them around. Some of them have bends and creases, and some of them were traded. This is a Ancient Mew from the movie, still in the package. This was my mom's. We saw it together, and we opened ours, and my mom kept it in the package, so very happy about that. That was super nice that she kept it in the package because now I have a preserved Ancient Mew, which is nice. There's just some really neat stuff in here. This is obviously the best binder that I have, but you're going to see all of my bulk, and I organized them by type. If you see anything that brings you nostalgia or a card you have, feel free to yell in the comments. This is the only one of these that I have of the reverse hollow from, forget what set it's from now, but the only one I have from this legendary collection, I think. The reprint of base set with the crazy reverses. The Kids WB Dragonite. There's some really cool hollows. If I don't point anything out that's crazy, I just kind of wanted to show you guys the cards, and you can just comment below the cards you felt were the most nostalgic. We're just gonna go through a lot of binders. I have so many binders now because I have single sleeved everything. Took a long time, but hopefully when you see the binders now, you guys will be able to appreciate it as much as I do now that I'm done with all this work. This is a second Charizard that I'm not exactly sure where it came from. Almost none of the cards we have are all first edition or anything, and there's barely any shadowless because I think we were too late to start, I guess. Maybe we started getting cards right after all that stuff happened. So there's occasional first editions in everything, but there's pretty much no shadowless. So it's not anything crazy, but these cards are still really, really nice, and I still love them a lot. This might be my favorite card. I've said this multiple times before, but this is a Meowth from the Pop-Tarts box. It was, I think, a random chance to get it even. And we got one box of Pop-Tarts and I got it, and I have kept it ever since. Obviously with all the cards I've kind of kept them, but I love that card a whole bunch. This is like the best binder, so we'll spend the most time going through it. There's going to be a lot of duplicates and stuff. I love this Meganium and all the ghost cards. Gengar, Ghastly, Hunter, Voltorbs and Electrodes too, but those aren't ghosts. Those are just my favorite Pokemon. Some really cool holos. There's a few non-holos, a few promos. E-Reader Reverse Dragonite. This is the... I always called it Rainbow Islands, but it is, I think, just Tropical Set or Tropical Islands. I don't exactly know the full name for it, but I'm missing 2 cards from this, and I don't even know where all of these originated from. Probably from like mall kiosks when I was really young. I really love these a lot. They're super good. Here are a bunch of Mews. These were from a neighbor across the street who went to the Toys R Us event, and they got a whole stack of them, so they just gave us a whole bunch, which was super nice back then. And I super appreciate it now because I really like that card. And it looks neat to almost have 2 pages of it, which is really cool. Then I just added some modern stuff in the back because I needed space to fill, so this is probably some of the only modern stuff you'll see. Not all of it is super modern, but this is probably the newest stuff you'll see. Some old McDonald's cards, because we're only going to mostly go through only the vintage stuff. There's a McDonald's card. And that's like the end of this binder, but there's a lot of binders, so this is going to be pretty long. This is going to be a long video. So hopefully maybe if you're organizing cards or you want to in the future, you can like return to this video and just watch it and hang out and organize your cards, because looking at cards while you're organizing cards is very nice. I don't know what's in every binder. I'm just going to start picking them off. I think there's like 9 or 10 binders. This one starts out with normal. All I did was organize from typing. So there's normal, just a bunch of duplicates. I'm going to move faster through these because it's just a bunch of base. Some of it you could consider bulk. Some of it's first edition. A lot of second edition. It's not, I guess, all base set. It's like Rocket and Fossil and some Neo sets too. Just a bunch of really cool old nostalgic cards. These are just all of my childhood cards, so I figured, as you can see, I took out all the duplicates and gave them their own sleeve, their own penny sleeve. I spent a lot of time doing this, so I figured it'd be really fun to share it with you guys in a video form now, so that way, if you ever just want to know what kind of cards I have chilling, this is it. Goes from normal to fire. You might see a couple repeated types because I don't have the binders organized in any certain way, like over there that I'm going to pick them from. So here's just a bunch of fires. There's some first edition Charmanders in here somewhere. I remember looking at them all now. I didn't know I even had this many first editions. Like there's one. They're just kind of scattered throughout. Some of the cards are in a little rougher condition than others. I traded a lot in like school and around the neighborhood because that's what we did back in the day. It was really fun. A bunch of Vulpixes, a bunch of Rapidashes. This took probably somewhere near 20 to 30 hours, I'm guessing, with getting all the binders and the sleeves and then pulling every card out and then organizing them by duplicates and then putting them in here singularly. So it was a lot. That's binder number 2. There might be some more crazy stuff in the other binders. I'm just going to grab them as we go until we're done. And y'all can tell me, I guess, what you think. Here's all the trainers that I have. I think this whole entire book is nothing but trainers. I've been watching people obviously open older packs lately, and I see this card a lot. Goop Gas Attack. And trainers, just all trainers. Pokeballs. I really love the artwork on all of these cards. I feel like collecting isn't even just about having like the best cards. It's being able to see all this really cool old artwork. And I don't know, all these cards aren't particularly probably the rarest or the most expensive, but just like seeing this old nostalgic art is super nice. Nightly Garbage Run, Healing Field. I love this Clefairy doll. I guess I only had one of those. I like that a lot. Relax, Sleepin'. Just a bunch of trainers. Mr. Fuji. We'll move a little quicker through some of the duplicates, because there's a lot of duplicates. And you can also like pause if you just want to see a page, because there's gonna be a lot of pages. After doing all this work, I just thought it'd be really fun to share it with you guys now, that I don't have to wonder what's behind sleeves or behind cards in those binders that were really old and overfilled and kind of dusty and not very like presentable or protected. So that's binder number 3. I will put these back on later, but also these binders, oh, this one I got from a card store. It's just an Ultra Pro one. But most of the binders are card guard ones that I got from Target for $13.99, I think, which was a lot more affordable than getting them at the card store. So they're good quality too. They have all the same protections that Ultra Pro do, so figured it would just be more cost effective since I needed quite a few binders. A bunch of Squirtles, so this is going to start out with water types. Literally 3 pages of Squirtles, then Goldines. Just a bunch of water types. All of these are cards that we opened when we were younger, so you can see maybe how many packs we ended up getting back then. Almost every time we went to Walmart, we would just ask for a pack of cards, and oftentimes we would end up getting the packs of cards, so big thanks to our parents, my mom, my dad getting us cards when we were younger. I appreciate it a lot now, since it's been so many years, and I get to just look at them now, and I actually have a collection of old cards, which is really nice. Just a bunch of water types. I really haven't acquired very many old cards since this era. I've just mostly appreciated the cards that I have, and I wanted to like show that a little better by organizing them all and giving them their own space and making sure they're protected for, I don't know, the next 20 years, because they were in the old binders for about 20 years. Bunch of normal types. We went from water to normal. More Meowths. This might be still my favorite card, even though it's not the gold rimmed one. I like that Meowth a lot for some reason. Just remember being so excited about that Pop-Tarts box gold rimmed one. Persians. And then some neat ones like the Dragonite, non-hollow stuff. Maybe some rares mixed in there. They aren't like organized by like evolution or anything, just type. So that's all I really did. That was binder number 4. And here is 5. This is like only almost half. It took forever. And it might have been like... Oh, it's upside down. It might have been maybe overkill to give every card its own sleeve, but now that they're done, I can just appreciate them. You kind of get a feel for the art more when you see a full page of the same card. But I probably could have saved a lot of space if I didn't put all the dupes in here, but I just wanted all of my older vintage cards to just be protected and in a space where I know where they're at and like by type, so if I want to go in the future, pull out the Team Rocket sets, I can look through these and just pull one. Make a binder that's organized by number, which would be really nice. Bunch of Kakunas, some Bellsprats. This whole entire binder is just grass types. There's a lot of we seem to get a lot of gym heroes, which I don't remember super well because it was a little later on. I was more excited obviously when the cards first came out. A whole bunch of Weedles and a whole bunch of Coughings. It's really a whole lot. There's also some neater binders actually coming up I forgot about. So it's not all just like bulk and stuff like this. So I don't really consider it bulk. Most people would probably, but there's some first editions. They're just kind of scattered throughout. I didn't even know I had this many first edition stuff, like cards, which is really neat. Some Weezings. Those are just uncommon. I don't really look at the rare stuff, but I feel like some of the cards that are uncommon are always rare. Maybe because I was excited to get them when I was younger. Some Scythers. Ekans. Oddish. I like that Zubat. I really like the 3D modeled cards like this Vileplume. There's also a Gloom like that, and I think also an Oddish. They might be from like close to the same set. I'm not sure. More Oddishes, and the green grass book is done. And then there are 4 more binders like this, just full of old vintage cards. Ooh, upside down and backwards. There we go. This one starts with Electric, and I think it goes to Psychic. A bunch of Pikachus. These all do definitely deserve their own sleeves. I love all these old large Pika cards. They're great. Some neater, older or stuff after base, which is neat. Some of the Kids WB promos in here. This one, I don't think these are, but those are just cool promos. Voltorbs and Electrodes, I love these. One of my favorite Pokemon. There's a Magnemite, a bunch of Magnemite, and a bunch of Pikachus. All the electric stuff is really close to the same Pokemon, but that's fun. I love all these. Artwork is so good. Then we move into Psychic. There's quite a few Ghastly and Hunter cards, but I don't know if I have them all yet. This Dark Hypno, that can be hollow, but those are just the non-hollow rares. I don't know if you can tell how long this probably took just by looking at it. It was probably, I think it was around 3,600-700 cards that I individually took out, put in a penny sleeve, and then put in these binders in order. It took very long. There's some pen on that, I realized when I was organizing these. Some of these are definitely from other people when I was younger. Just trading duplicates probably to help each other finish stuff. I don't know. I didn't really focus on sets back then, so I don't know where all these, like, some of the cards that have like writing on them, or like the ones that are super bent. I don't think I would have done that, but maybe. And then there's some Dark and Steel. This is like literally all the Dark and Steel from the vintage sets I have. I don't think there was very many. The Tyranitar is really cool though. It's not hollow, but I like it a lot. That's a whole other binder. And then there are three more. I don't know if this is in the right direction. Probably. They would probably go this way, but these are my Mewtwo Strikes Back. This is one of the cooler binders I was talking about. I have the complete collection of the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie cards. And like turn them this way maybe, so you can see them a little better. If you want to pause or anything, just to look at them. They're very neat. I might do that for some of the pages, because some of them are sideways. You just want to see them. The card artwork is really nice. I know it's obviously probably pretty shiny, since the pages are shiny too, but... And here's the Pikachu's Vacation. I'll turn them this way too. I really love these cards. I think I was missing maybe one or two. Some of these cards are the only cards I've actually ordered in the last like couple of years for old cards, because I just wanted to finish the anime sets. Since I was so close already. I think I was only missing like 2 or 3 out of each set, so I just found them on eBay and ordered them, which was nice. They weren't too expensive either, because I did it a while ago. Here's some of the Pikachu or the Orange Islands cards, which are really nice. I don't have very many of those, so just a couple in these ones. I'm definitely missing a lot of these. These are the sticker picture cards that I don't have all of. I don't have any of these sets completed. Here's a larger one, but I'm missing like 3. This one's supposed to be Ash, but I'm missing 5 of those. I probably will take forever to finish those if I ever actually do. Some of the TV series cards, not very many. These are Burger King trivia cards that you used to get in sheets that you would like tear apart, so I tore them apart. Some of them aren't torn apart, so I don't know where they came from. I organized these by number 2, put them in sleeves. Here's some of the Pokemon 2000 cards. The artwork on them is really nice. Here is some of the stickers from the sticker packs. A random Digimon card and a Mew event card. This is one of the punch out cards that you would like stand up. It could stand up on your table, which is pretty neat. More of the stickers from the sticker packs and some of the lenticular squares that change. I don't know if you can see it very well. They don't change that great anyway, but on camera they're definitely harder to notice than in real life, but I have some of those. I think there's some more on the back. And then I started putting extras of types that didn't fit in the book, so there's just a bunch of extras back in here. I think ones that already were in other binders, so I just put more in here because I was really running out of space and not trying to get any more binders because this took so much work. So I just put the rest of them in here. There's the maybe a few slots in here that have 2 cards, and that's the only place I ever put duplicates because I was just out of space and really close to being done with my vintage cards. And we have a red book. which is upside down and backwards. Looking through these is almost as tiring as it was to put them in here because there's so many of the old cards. A bunch of Butterfrees. I love the artwork on all of these cards though, especially that one. That one's really nice. A bunch of Tangulas. A Beedrill. Just a bunch of grass types. It's really weird seeing the like non-grass types and the grass types for the TCG now that I understand. Bunch of Bulbasaurs. That's one of the 3D Gloom arts that I love a lot. Some Grimers. A bunch of Venonats. Then we move on to fighting. A bunch of Machops. Other Machops. Mankeys. Gravelers. Diglets. Some, I think these are rare. Dark Machops but non-hollow. Some cool ones here. The Doug Trio. Swine. Just a bunch of duplicates. So we're gonna move kind of fast, but you can at least see them. See what cards I actually ended up collecting when I was younger. This was so fun. All these were opened by like me and my sister and my mom, and we just had fun opening cards back in the day. So that's where all of these came from. So they're extra special to me because I just appreciate that time era so much. I like these Larvatars a lot too. We're getting real close to the end, and I haven't finished organizing everything yet, unfortunately. I wish that I had, but I did not. More trainers. Maybe kind of a boring book for the last one, a bunch of bills, but I think there's more than just trainers in here, I'm pretty sure. The last binders might actually be pretty cool too, but those ones actually aren't finished yet. I didn't have a chance to finish those or a few other sets, so mostly I just wanted to look through only vintage right now. There's the trainers, and then it moves on to water. So there's like Dark Blastoise, which is pretty cool. A bunch of trainer cards. Some Shelders. I like this Meryl a lot. I like that Squirtle a lot. I like all of them a lot, I suppose. I said that a bunch, but some dark cards. I don't think I ever got any light cards. I think there are light cards too. Magikarps and Seals. Poliwag and Horsey. Omastar. If there's any cards that you super loved, feel free to let me know if you saw something that I didn't like yell about, but I think that's the last of the really good binders that I got. So I got these from Target, I said, and I got a bunch of them so I could put all of my old cards this way so they have better protection. So I'm really happy that I did all this. It took me forever, and now I can just appreciate my old cards without having to worry about if they're gonna fall out of the binders or if they're gonna ever like drop and like spill. I don't want to spill anything on them, I guess is what I mean. But I got these, which are gonna go in a nice binder too. I need to do this really soon because I love these cards. I guess there were really cool things at the end. These Topps cards, I loved collecting these. There's a Game Boy instruction manual there. These were some of my favorites to get when I was younger, especially like the textured cards that aren't actually textured but they look like it. And the hollows were really neat. So here's the Topps cards. I have a lot of these, so I really would like to finish these one day. This might be like the #1 thing I want to finish. Not even just hollows, just one of each card would be really nice. This is up to 50. I think I have everything up until like 120 something, so I'm pretty close. Probably could finish them if I really set my mind to it, but that's a lot of work, and I would just like it to happen if I can just stumble across some of these in the future or something. Also, I'm missing mostly, I think, Series 3, which might be the hardest to get. See, there's some that I'm missing. They're all in number order, so you can actually tell which ones I'm missing by Pokemon, but that two on this page that I'm missing. I have Mew, which is really neat. That's behind this page. And Mewtwo, so I think those are some of the harder ones to find. Some of the birds are Zapdos. And then there's these. I don't know where these came from. I forget where these came from, but I have those. And some of these clear Topps plastic cards that are like you can see through them, which is great. The Dragonites. More of the TV characters cards. I like these a lot. And then in the back there's just some Super Power Club Nintendo cards that were like probably punch out as well. So there's those. There's like a letter in there from my cousin from ages ago. But there's those. I love these cards a lot. I really want to finish this set someday. These are not finished yet. I have to organize these. And the last set I also have to organize too, so this binder is kind of a mess. These are printouts from the Game Boy printer. And these are code cards, I believe from Japan, for something that came in packs. You used to be able to like claim something on the website. I don't remember what these are from. I just got a stack of them because they looked really neat. Here's a Lady Astrid promo e-reader card for Ruby and Sapphire, which I like a lot. The artwork on these are really cool. They obviously are sideways, so probably a little harder to see, but then this is my e-reader binder, so there's e-reader cards in here. These aren't necessarily Pokemon, but after all this stuff, there's Pokemon, which is what I wanted to get to. Almost a page of Animal Crossing e-reader cards. Ruby and Sapphire e-reader battle cards. I don't know where I got these either, but I do remember having them for a long time, so I kept them safe. Two and a half pages about those. And then some of the holo e-reader cards and the Zapdos, I don't know why. I love the e-reader so much. I really just love the e-reader. That's why I would like to finish these sets one day, but they're obviously really hard to get, which makes me really sad because I care about the functionality of these cards probably more than I care about the cards, but the artwork is also beautiful, so I also love them. It's really a double-edged sword with them being so expensive, but it's fine. I like what I have collected so far. I put all these single sleeve as well, so these will be really easy to organize. Just to like show them off. These artworks are incredible. And I actually like using them on the e-reader, so hopefully one day I'll stumble across more e-reader cards, because these are truly my favorite, I believe. As much as I've said everything else is my favorite. The functionality of the e-reader is just so cool to me, so I have collected as many of these as I could, as affordably, because I didn't really collect them when I was younger as much, because this was like later on past all of the older vintage stuff. So I don't have a whole lot from these. A bunch of energies. I don't know if the last couple pages, no, just 2 pages. And then at the end are all of my duplicates, so I would like absolutely love to trade some of these for ones I don't have one day as well. Kept all the duplicates separate, so that way I would know what I have extra in case people want to trade or whatever. And that's pretty much it. That's like my whole vintage collection, which I like a lot, and I just thought it'd be really fun to share. I'll move this binder out of the way, and I guess I'll grab a more interesting one real quick here at the end, which happens to be at the bottom. But I just wanted to show you like all the hard work that I did on these and kind of share the artwork and the cards with you guys, because I think it was definitely worth it. It took forever. Feel free to let me know if this is really silly and if I really shouldn't have put everything in a single sleeve, but I just like these cards a whole lot. And I feel like it was worth it. I feel like all of this work really made it so I can look at my cards super efficiently. They're protected and they look nice. And I just thought it'd be fun to now share it with you guys now that I've done all this work. So thank you for watching. This was fun to do. I enjoyed it. These were all of my older cards. And if you like want me to do stuff on my newer sets, feel free to let me know. I don't have a lot of modern, but mostly I just like prize these cards as like the best things that I have because they're my favorite. I just love the artwork and the nostalgia. And that's all of my vintage cards. So thank you for watching. Feel free to let me know how you felt about just looking at a bunch of cards, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging. Goodbye.